Introducing We're All Just Faking It, a periodic women-led podcast focused on navigating life's general challenges. Listen in on how we and our communities have learned to overcome and adapt to a variety of relatable situations. While we're not mental health professionals ourselves, we've been through our own walks of life and can offer some down-to-earth, realistic advice on navigating your day-to-day. Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 15. Today we're talking about all things social and how to be a social butterfly without burning out. With us today we have myself, Braylon, Steph, and Dana. I'm super excited for this episode. What about you guys?
I'm here to listen because
I'm here to learn.
I have capacity. Yeah, I've got capacity for work and streaming and internet socialization. So, I hang out with 0 people. IRL.
Here's the thing though. Hanging out with people doesn't have to be in person. Like, you're still filling your social battery if you hang out with people online. And I think, as somebody that's very low energy just in general and maybe has a smaller social battery, I think hanging out online is a really good way to get your social battery without burning out.
Oh, definitely. Now it is kind of a toss-up between streaming and socialization because that's energy intensive.
Streaming is extremely energy intensive. That's why I don't do it that often. Like, I'm thinking about adding streams like Dana's where you do co-working, because that's like way less energy, right? Like,
yeah,
for the streamer it's much less energy.
Also, you can get stuff done instead of being like, oh, I have to stream a game, and then when I come off stream I've got so much shit that I still need to do, and it's very stressful. Whereas like when you are co-working, you're like, brilliant, I'm streaming, talking to my lovely
You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone done. Yeah, maybe 3 birds with 1 stone.
It's very awesome. Sometimes I'm very fortunate.
Co-working streams absolutely come in clutch. I refuse to schedule them anymore because I just burn out when I schedule my co-working streams. Instead, it's if I need to, then yeah, but we are not making a 13-hour day every week. No.
I think that that's something too, that to help like your social battery is to like maybe find a friend that like you don't have to schedule a bunch of things with. If you like have a friend that's more like, you want to do stuff in person, if you have a friend that's more understanding and willing to just kind of like do stuff on the fly when the moment arises. I'm definitely more of a spontaneous friend. If somebody texts me like that day and they're like, hey, in an hour, do you want to go get drinks? Usually I'm way more likely to be like, yeah, that sounds great. Then if like 2 weeks ago we had made plans to get drinks and then the time comes, you're like, oh no.
It's like the build up.
You just like leave. How do you do that? How do you just go an hour later?
I don't know. It's just like super fun. It's like on the fly. It's spontaneous. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, it's like a surprise. So it's just like, okay. Like, sometimes I don't always, but like 90% of the time, if somebody like is like, hey, you want to go to happy hour in like 40 minutes, or do you want to go get dinner or lunch or something? I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
I feel like that was like me maybe when I was younger. Like, I feel like when I was younger, that's the thing. Like, he used to be like, oh, hey, at the weekend, do you want to go do this? Like, and you like talk about it Friday or like Saturday or something. But like now, my friends, well, the friends that I used to hang out with want like at least a week's notice, if not 2 weeks notice. When I try and hang out with my friends at work, the meetup that I did last Saturday was booked a month in advance.
That's crazy.
And people cancel.
Oh, it's needed. Oh no, see, that's fucked up. Now if I've committed to something for, like whatever, a week out, like I even made a TikTok. Like,
I think you're in the minority with that.
Previous Stephanie had no business making those plans, because today Stephanie does not want to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're not in the minority in that.
Something, I plan around it. Whereas like other people were like, oh yeah, well this is the only weekend we had free, and I was like, but it's not free, is it? Because we had plans. That this is not free. This was not a free
no, that's rude. That's absolutely
I think
rude.
So. Yeah, that's definitely.
I have to plan my days though and structure them like I had a client try to do that. They're like, well, how about like, you know, just like tomorrow we can meet up. I was like, no, dude, like my day is planned. I am booked. Like I block time to work on things. If I miss that window, I don't get to work on that thing for like another week.
That sounds so stressful. Do you know
It
what I do
is.
every day? I just wake up and I'm like, wonder what I'll do today. I don't know.
Must be fucking nice.
And then I get home and I'm like, what do I feel like doing? I could play games. I can read a book. And I have like 7 hours of like, what do I feel like doing? And then I just like do whatever I feel like doing. And so
That's
then somebody could text me. Well, like whenever I get home, you know, I get home around like 4 p.m. and then I don't go to bed until 11 or so. So it's just like, yeah, I do whatever I feel like doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I rarely have plans.
Oh wow.
It's really
Home life is chaotic. We're starting to schedule that out though. We're starting to like
schedule
like,
what?
okay, you gotta get because I gotta get like my laundry done.
That's
and then
like
there's things I want to work on for stream. An hour? No,
Laundry
takes laundry is a 3 to 4 hour endeavor because you have to start and stop whatever you're doing and remember to go and get your laundry.
Yeah, but I think my washer goes beep and it's like real loud and you're like, oh, okay, I guess the laundry's done, and then you go and do the laundry.
Because I totally get up the first time I hear it go off. I remember it and then I forget about it for like 20 minutes to maybe 6 hours.
Mine continues to beep. Mine does not stop beeping until you get it. So it's like, okay.
Oh,
there's like 3 doors, some stairs, and a like floor in between me and my washing machine. There's no way I'm gonna hear that.
That's a commitment.
House. Like, there's no way I'm gonna hear the washing machine go off.
I should be better. I feel like maybe if I structure it out a little bit, like, hey man, you've got like this is the day that you do laundry, and if you miss this day, you're not doing laundry for another week because you have other things planned. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I just find myself either I'm doing stream stuff or I'm like doing things that I couldn't do when I was doing uni that I'm trying to get done now before I start uni again, so that it's at least done. So I've got like a whole list of those things to do, and then I've got a whole list of like stream stuff to do, and then Discord stuff to do, and then sometimes like I just watch Netflix because I'm like burnt out.
You know, that's the one thing I don't ever do, really. I don't watch TV.
That's crazy.
It's background music.
Like,
or
I
noise
mainly have, like, if I'm, like, I watch maybe, like, 1 to 2 hours where I'm, like, paying attention to the television per week.
Yeah. I'm never paying attention. I'm on, like, season 9 of the show, and it's just been, like, on a screen while I'm,
can't
working
do that.
or doing
I can only do that with shows I've seen.
Oh,
I can't like pop on a new show and be like, gonna have to pay attention.
Oh, really? I mean,
I can't do that at all.
The TV show I'm watching, it's Modern Family. There's nothing to it. Like, you can do more than one thing. It's just like sitcom.
Yeah, that's not one where you need to like pay attention. It's a
no.
Sitcoms, yeah, like, that's definitely
like
different
and stuff.
That's why I like Twitch, because it's like I can kind of like.
Yeah, you don't need to watch every episode.
Yeah, there's no previously on.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, sometimes,
like,
but
if I just stop chatting, like the streamer has to find something else to talk to, someone else to talk to. You know, so it's just like if I just stop commenting, like it's okay. They're not gonna be like, hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Hey, what the fuck? You were just chatting. Where the fuck did you go?
Sometimes
no one's
gonna do that though.
Exactly. And if they do that, then you just leave because that's fucking cringe, and you just bye. I'm uncomfortable now. No, I'm just kidding. But no one would do that. Someone else would chime in and be like, yeah, blah 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 blah, and then you can just listen to their conversation for a little bit. I don't know.
If people stop chatting in my stream, you run the risk of hearing about my day. So, you know.
That's either way, you pivot. You pivoted. Your focus is no longer on me. I can go back to what I was doing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I just thought
it's like walking away from the group. You know, middle conversation, you just walk away.
I'm too busy spamming
you know what?
Alerts.
I do that all the time, like at networking events. If like I'm at a networking event, like and I'm like in a group of people, and like I'm hungry or something, I want to drink, whatever, I literally will just walk away from the group. Like I don't care who's talking, I don't care at all. I'm just like, bye, I'm gonna go get a drink now. Like if I'm with a group of acquaintances, I'll just walk away. Sometimes I'll just walk away and go to a different group, like if I'm at a really big event, you know, like a conference or something. You're just like, okay, and on to the next.
Sometimes I'll just go and stand with a random group too. That's
I do that
always
as
fun.
well. Yeah, you just
Like
stand there
walk
for
up,
a few
kind of look at
seconds.
people. I kind of just looked at you. I was like, don't mind me. You know, just seemed like the place to be.
Continue.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to be here.
I was like, these people seem to be talking about something interesting. I'm gonna stand here until they notice me and include me in their conversation. I'm
Yep.
like,
I don't even need to be noticed. Do not perceive me. It's good. I'm here with the group. I participated.
I just
You
start
have my
actively
contribution.
listening, you know, like looking at people and nodding and oh yeah, like you just
Yeah. Agreed. Entirely.
So that's how to put yourself out there if you're going to a conference.
Well,
or a
I
networking
mean,
group or anything business
you
related. But how does
I
that work
feel
in real
like
life? Could you do that?
in
Wait. Could you do that like at a bar with a friend group you didn't know? You see like a group of friends. Like would you ever just go up and stand there and be like, "Hello"?
no,
in a
it's
bar, no.
weird.
I wouldn't
In a bar,
either.
no, because they came with the set number of people in the party.
Yeah.
And it's not
guess
like the
that's
norm
true.
in a restaurant
No,
or a
it's not.
bar because like they went
Where
out for
would you,
a
though?
specific so I guess it would also depend on the age group. So like if you went
Your
to
age
college
group.
town,
Like what if it's your age?
you would I see okay, so
Like,
like
you're
you
trying to
go
make
you go to
friends.
like mixers. You go to
Yeah.
you go to mixers.
That's
like
different
the
though.
classes, like cooking classes.
Yeah.
Those ones I feel like it's okay to kind of be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah,
Maybe
no, because you're there to
maybe
meet people. You're there
some of
specifically to meet people.
and some of them are like couples courses though. So like read the room.
That's true. Me and Dana were just talking about meetup groups this week, and I was saying that they can be super helpful if you're an adult that's trying to make friends. And Dana said that sketches me out a little bit.
It does,
They
like,
are a little
a bunch of
cringe isn't the
strangers
right
that could
word.
murder me.
Yeah, they're a little sketch. They're a little sketch because
But
like
they're,
where
like,
as a murderer would you
monitored.
go to meet people? You would go somewhere that people with no friends go.
Oh my
Because you
gosh,
know
you
no
guys
one's
are
gonna look
so
for them to
funny.
murder them.
Oh my
It's true.
gosh, you guys.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
exactly where I
I'm
would
a
go.
prime target, like, you know?
You told some internet friends who have no way of getting a hold of your IRL family that you were going to go to a mixer to be. Yeah, it's the perfect crime.
So we know who to blame if I go missing, is what we're saying.
The dude you met up with at the mixer, of course.
Yeah.
Have you guys haven't seen those TikTok groups though, where it'll be like girls that want to go walk and there's like a know 100 like what
There's
is
a
wrong with
Phoenix
that?
one.
There's nothing wrong with those.
I
Like,
don't
that's
think
what
there's
I'm
anything
talking
wrong with
about.
that.
So much
I would love to
fun.
go to that.
Because they were like
That's a
people
meetup
who had
group.
friends who just didn't want to go out and do what they wanted to do, and then they found other people online who wanted to do the same things but could meet in real
Those
life. And I'm like,
kind of
this is
groups.
crazy.
So
Those
This
are
is so
all
cool.
over though.
usually a lot of these places have so I've been in 2 in Arizona so far. The first one, I don't quite remember how I found her, but it was like a women's meetup in Arizona, and I went and got my nails done with like a couple of the girls, and they were like super nice, but nothing ever came of it. They're just not my kind of people, and that's okay. And then the second one was like the Phoenix like girls who walk or something, and I joined their Discord group, and they even have channels for like if you're walking alone, or if you know like if you're new to this, like what the etiquette is. And then there's people that will comment in there like, hey, this is what I'll be wearing, or you can identify me because I'll have this on, like I'm also coming alone, so if you see me, please come say something, you know. And it just makes it a little bit more comfy. Those ones I feel like are pretty safe.
That seems pretty low key.
Don't get on a boat with strangers. That one seems
No,
sketch.
a boat I wouldn't do, but like, meeting up at a bar to play games or like going mini golfing with a group of people. Like there's lots of activities that you could do if you're looking for friends. Go to a
tons.
movie. There was like a meetup group in when I was in college, and it was like you would just go eat at restaurants. Like it was like a foodies club.
Oh,
I want to do that one.
Yeah.
I would love that.
My biggest
So.
thing at the moment, like I'm trying to do things alone more often, because like a lot of the time before, when I was really in with my my old friendship group, I would like not be able to do things because they would be like either they'd like cancel last minute, or they just wouldn't be interested in it, or they'd be like really busy, so then I just wouldn't go do the thing. And now my biggest thing is like just go do the fucking thing that you want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like just go out and watch that film if you want to. But I'm still like not 100% there with going out to eat by myself yet, so I'm like I'm getting there.
There's places, at least I don't know about you, but a good tip for eating out by yourself is find a place where you can like sit at a bar. Like there's lots of like little restaurants and stuff and diners and places that have a bar where it's much easier to eat alone, I think.
Oh, that's
If you can
nice.
just go sit at a bar. Plus usually there's like a server there that you can talk to, that they're more used to, like, if you're working the bar, you're going to be a little more chatty with your patrons. So it's kind of nice.
That does sound nice.
I don't know if it's the case in the UK, but I did somehow get on Eat by Yourself TikTok, and I follow this chick. Like, her advice is like to call ahead for places that you've never eaten alone at before, because some restaurants will turn you away if you're eating by yourself because it takes up a
What?
table for two people.
I've never heard of this.
New fear unlocked.
I like
No,
got
I
to
mean,
eat by
it's like good
myself
to call
sometimes.
ahead. I don't know if it applies in the UK though, because she's US based,
Like, is
and
she
I
in like
think
going to
she's.
like New York or something, like fancy places? Like, where does this woman
I'm
live?
trying to think of what city she's in. She's in a larger city for sure. I don't remember exactly where, but she's like, yeah, I was surprised too when I got turned away. So it's good to call ahead, and it's just like, save yourself some embarrassment by driving all the way to a
Oh my
place and then
gosh.
being turned
I've
away
never
because you're
heard of
by
this.
yourself.
That is awful. I mean, I book anyway now because of COVID, so I probably would still end up booking for one person, but geez, that's awful.
That's terrifying. I've literally never heard of that.
So you could have one person who orders like a starter, main, dessert, loads of drinks, or you could have two people that might just only order a main and then leave. Like, you could make more money from
It is interesting.
it seems like flawed logic on the rest.
I feel like, Dana, you could absolutely pull off the mysterious and just the allure and just eat by yourself. I think you could
Wait, what are you
absolutely pull it
thinking
off.
about?
Everybody
And I'm like
can.
secretly watching a Netflix show while I'm eating.
I mean, it should be the
Hey,
default.
no shame in that. Why not?
What do you guys think about social batteries? How do
I
you tell?
I need a recharge. I need an upgrade. Is there a place I can get mine serviced? Because it took some abuse over the years, and it's like the lithium ion batteries are like, charge this motherfucker all the way before you use it or you're gonna ruin your battery life. I don't think I read the instructions, and there's something not quite right. No, my social battery is fucking weird. I go through like peaks and valleys, right, of wanting to socialize, and my valleys consist of like, please leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to talk to anybody, and that lasts for like a good 6 to 8 months. And then we go on another couple years of wanting to
I was
socialize with
thinking that
people,
you were
and
gonna
then we just
do-
like fall off the face of the earth.
I was thinking that you meant like week by week, but I think what you're talking about is literally you just get burnt out and then you
I
have to
just get-
recover. And so maybe you're not very good at managing your social battery.
No, I'm not. That's why it's
Like,
just like
understanding.
and not. Oh yeah.
Honestly,
internet's great for that.
my family is like really good about that sometimes, because sometimes I'll like be out to dinner with them and all of a sudden I'm just like, I don't want to say another word and I don't want somebody else to say another word, so I'll just tell them like I'm done, and then they'll just like put me to the side, like at the table. They'll like put me on the end so I'm like farthest away, and then they just ignore me and I'm like, this is great, like thank you so much. Like, and
I
then
love
sometimes
that.
even after, like, if I do that for like 30 minutes, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm ready to re-enter the conversation now. Like,
and they're like, shun.
yeah, they just shun the non-believer, Charlie. Yeah.
That's literally what I was thinking about when you said they put you on your own.
Shun the non-believer.
I need to go rewatch those. Those were so good.
But like, I don't have any IRL friends that I could do that with that would be like as understanding and nice.
That is one of the hardest things I found. So there's like two things about like the social battery. The first one is like, I find there's people that drain my social battery, and there's people that don't drain my social battery, that I could hang out with them for hours and hours and hours, and it really wouldn't matter. Like you guys, like this, like the podcast, I never think, oh, it's the podcast week, I have to talk to people. I'm always like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
For me though, online does not drain my social battery. We're in
No.
person. Like if we sat around and did this in person for like 5 hours, like who by the end I would be like,
Nah.
okay.
Fuck that. I had to quit after the first one. I gotta do this every other Sunday for 5 hours. No, bro. No,
Yeah.
that sounds terrible.
I'm so happy that I can just be in my room, and that when this is
I
over,
know.
I'm home. I don't have
Yeah,
to.
it's
Like, I could be
great.
in my pajamas right now, and that would be fine. Like,
I
it's
think
I'm
that's
literally
in a
cocooned.
she's in a blanket. I think that's the best thing is that you have like all of your creature comforts. So like maybe we are draining our social battery by doing this, but at the same time we're refilling it by being in like our comfy, safe, nice place that we're like very used to, like with our music on and like with the clothes, the right clothes on.
Yeah,
that's
being
yeah,
comfy.
that's
It
interesting.
definitely drains online my social battery, but it's at a slower rate. I can just turn it off whenever I want. I
I
can take
think
an hour
do
to
you
answer
think
someone's
that
message. It's
do
not
you
a big
think that
deal.
sometimes I feel like knowing that you can leave or quit or just say bye whenever you want is enough to like just make you feel so much better about like an online hangout. The fact that you can just be
Yeah.
like, okay, bye, I'm done now, and like leave is like just so nice.
I'm more willing to engage because there's no pressure to actually be there.
Well, and like someone's not at your house or you're not at someone's house, and you have to be like, okay, like bye. Like,
It's like when we did our very first Discord hangout. And then you were like, "Oh, well I thought this would have been like, completely different." Like, no, I'm just happy to sit in like a room and just like be quiet
Oh
and like do your
yeah,
own thing.
that's true. We
It's
didn't socialize, and we were both like, ah, that was so nice. Me and Steph on like
it's
one of our very first
nice.
video calls, like chatted for like 6 hours, but probably said like less than 60 words a pop or something. Like we literally were like, oh, this is
Like
cool.
every
Like,
45 minutes, "Hey,
yeah,
look at
we'd
my
say
island."
something. Hey, look at this. It was so nice. I do
But
like those
that's
kind of
like
social hangouts.
when we do like podcast sessions, like our off
Oh, we're
weeks, and
nonstop talking.
well, sometimes, but then also other times we'll all just be playing games
Oh,
at
that
the
is
same
true.
time, and we're just silent.
Occasionally.
Or like that one time, Brayden, you just cleared out the closet.
Yeah, I was on the call with you guys and
Yeah.
I just cleared out my closet while I was listening to you guys talk.
I need
And
to
it was
do that.
nice.
Shit.
I was like,
It was
yes,
nice. We need
that's the
to
thing.
arrange for like body doubling because it is
Yeah.
very nice. Which
I
is
mean,
not
see,
hanging
like,
out. It's different than hanging out is like giving someone your full attention, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, see, very few people get my full attention. I
It's a
am just
lot.
not that kind of person. Even at work, you very rarely have my full attention because I'm working on 9 other things at the same time. I still, like, if that Instagram story pops in and I need to post it, like, I've got a window, man. I've got shit to do. You're impeding on my schedule. What do you want?
Steph has a very rigid schedule, okay? There are
Hey,
no
I'm by myself.
spontaneous
I got
hangouts
shit
allowed.
to do. No, last minute meetings, fuck off. I actually blocked off my Monday and Friday. I don't take outside of the company calls on Mondays and Fridays anymore.
Nice.
It's just I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot
Hey,
have a solid
I'm
week
proud
of
of
phone
you though
calls.
for noticing that you needed to do that. And you did it.
I did it. It's done. I'm
The-
glad. I'm grateful that I'm in a position that I have that autonomy too. It's many do not get to run their own calendars.
I think that when it comes to like social stuff, like for instance, something that helps my social battery is that if you have like a way out or you have a way out or like is an easy out, it's so much easier to go. Like I hate like my husband and I will not drive to a social function. Like we're going to drive ourselves. Like we're not going to carpool. I'm not going to be dependent on leaving a social function
Yeah.
at the time that somebody else wants to. Like, no, I'm
No.
sorry, that's not happening.
I get my granny sometimes to take me to like work event things, and like because then I can't stay too late, because then it would be unfair to my granny to be up late to pick me up.
That's
And
really
she's
nice.
like completely, she knows like that is why I'm asking her to take me. And she's like, okay, so like 10, and I'm like, yes, 10. I will meet you
Nice.
outside at 10. And I'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry, my granny's outside, she said I have to go right now. I'm really sorry, guys. I'll see you at work, bye. And then I have to go because like for them,
It's so nice.
What
I
are they
love
gonna
it
tell
so
your
much.
granny? No,
Yeah.
no. Dana needs to stay at this party. Like, no, no. Okay, bye bye.
When I was a kid, I blamed so much stuff on my mom constantly because I never wanted to do anything. So I would just be like, my mom said no. Like, my mom literally never said no to anything, but my friends growing up thought I had the strictest mother in the world because I was always like, oh, sorry. Sometimes I'd run up to her and be like, say no. My friend's going to ask you to hang out. I don't want to go. And then she'd be like, oh, so sorry.
Yeah,
That's
my mom
amazing.
did the same thing for me. She was always like just super chill, and I'm like, please say no. I really don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
we were like opposite of kids that had strict parents who were like, please say yes. I was just like, please say no. I hated sleepovers. Do you know I now realize as an adult that I probably had like many anxiety attacks every time I had a sleepover, and I was that kid that would call my mom at like 12:30 and be like, mommy, come pick me up. I hate this. I
Aw.
don't want to sleep at someone else's house.
I barely
Aw.
did sleepovers. Like I just it wasn't really a thing. The biggest sleepovers I used to do with my cousin. So like it was nice because like obviously she's my cousin. We've like grown up together. But yeah, going to friends' houses for sleepovers is
Not
so
fun.
awkward. Like because you can't just go get a
The
drink
whole
if you
thing
want
is
a
awkward.
drink, and then you have to ask, and
Yes.
then oh, and
Everything
then
is
like you might not
dark.
be
It smells
thirsty.
different. The
You might
beds
not be
are
thirsty, and
weird.
then you are later, and then they're like, "Why didn't you say?" And you're like, "Anxiety."
Yeah. Do you know I did love sleepovers at my house though?
Oh yeah,
Super
same.
fun. Super duper duper
My
fun.
favorite
So you
thing
got
was
all your creature
shopping for
comforts.
the
Yes.
I used to
What
like
was that,
shopping
Dana?
and getting the like cool little bits like I wouldn't normally get. Like my mum would be like, "Oh, we can go to the bakery section and you can get some treats for your friends and things like that." And I'd be like, "Yeah." But honestly, I think I would have just liked to do that and then not have anyone come round and just like have the nice things
Right?
and just watch like the films that you would watch anyway.
I, growing up, hated doing things alone. It was like probably the worst thing ever. And I say growing up, I mean like until like 5 years ago. if not if not like less than that. And now it's so fun to do stuff alone. I'm like, I can do whatever I want. I can play whatever music I want. Like, it's like I don't mind if I have to do something alone. I'm like, oh, I get to hang out with myself for the afternoon. Like, it's fine. And it used to be torture for me. I used
See,
to
I'm
hate it.
so used to being alone because like I used to stay at my grandparents all the time because my mum worked like late nights and stuff, and like my granny didn't know what to do with me, so I'd just be like on my DS or reading or playing with my dolls or whatever. So I'd be like by myself quite a bit. So like I'm quite happy like to retreat into my room and just spend time by myself if I need to, or if I like it's really weird to me like socializing sometimes in my house, like just going downstairs and spending time with people in my house because I'm just not really that used to it anymore.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time alone. That's why I like the internet.
Yeah.
I don't ever say that I'm like alone. I'm like, I'm with myself and I'm chilling. I got a
Well,
friend.
I usually have butters. But as long
Normally I'm like, oh,
usually as
finally
long as
I
I
got
have
life.
butters, like I'm good. I do
Butters are
not like
great.
being by myself without butters. That is an uncomfortable silence.
Aw, you usually are in uncomfortable silence though, because you say you always forget to put your music on when you're working on stuff.
Well, I mean without I need the cat. The cat is everything. But it's like if there's not music, there's like a Twitch stream or there's usually something. I have caught myself though sitting in like just weird silence.
Sometimes I just sit down and you just get started working on something and you just get into that hyper focus and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't even have a water. I have no
Yeah,
music
no.
open. Like
Where's
you're
all my
like, what
stuff?
happened? It's been an hour. Like, where's my phone? Like you just sat down for something and you're like, oh, whoopsies.
Getting better at that. Getting better at taking like the 6 minutes before I like sit down at my desk for the day and I get my water, get a smoothie, make sure we have like a little snack for later.
Oh my
All my
gosh.
stuff is nearby. Plug in my phone.
Just an aside, I bought a 64-ounce water bottle
Nice.
and I'm so excited. It has a straw.
Oh, nice.
And it has a big handle that you can like hold easily. I've never been more excited.
See, I don't
You are gonna
really
pee
enjoy
a lot.
water bottles.
I've been taking like 2 water bottles home from work because we have like really nice water at work, and I'm carrying like 2 giant water bottles, so it'll be so nice to just have one that I can drink
Just
out
have
of.
one. That's
It'd be
amazing.
great.
I
The
usually
other
carry this giant like 32-ounce Rambler with me.
I have 2 32 ounces, so that's I was technically carrying 64, so now I just got it in one.
Fuck yeah. That's a big water bottle, Dana.
it's 1.5 liters.
I
What
don't
is
know
that
what
in
that
American?
means.
I don't know what American. What do you use as your American? Your metric, aren't you? Haven't
Ounces
moved
or
into the-
gallons? What's a liter to a gallon? I know it's
2?
128 ounces.
Is it 2?
I
I don't
put
know. Is it
1.5
1 and a half?
liters to American, and it says 0.39 liquid gallons.
Well, how much?
Oh, well, I was
0.39?
0.39?
It's almost
Okay,
half a
yeah.
gallon. It's close to half a gallon.
I don't know what a gallon is, but it seems weird.
A
Oh, yes,
gallon
I said
is our
2. Okay,
standard
yeah,
size
bet.
of milk. Like a jug of milk at the store that we buy is a gallon.
We call that a pint. A pint of milk.
A pint?
2 pints of
You
milk.
buy pints of
4
milk?
pints of milk.
Wait, but a pint for us is only 16 ounces, so that's small.
Well,
Like a
yeah,
beer
you get like
glass
a small
size?
pint if you just needed like a little one to last you until like we normally
That
get
makes sense.
4 pints. We get 2 4 pints to last us a week.
Wait, a pint? I'm thinking, hold on, let me do the math. Is 16 ounces. Multiply that by 4 is 64. You're buying half a gallon.
Maybe.
It's roughly probably around the same.
If it was
Okay.
cannabis we were talking about, I could help.
Are you like Kevin
Back
with
to
pies?
Friends.
You can only do maths when it's like about pies.
Yes, Kevin with
Yeah.
pies.
Yes. We are
Do you
all
guys
Kevin.
have like questions that you would ask people if you were like meeting a new person to figure out like quickly if they were like somebody you wanted to be friends with?
I probably wouldn't hang out with them before I knew whether I would like to spend time with them or not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I guess because you're so selective about who you hang out with, but when I make friends, sometimes it's really hard because I just like get along with everyone, and it's hard to be like, do I want to be your friend? Like, it takes me like I have to hang out with them a few times.
yeah, I get a
before
lot
I'm
of
like,
gut
oh.
feelings about people, and if people annoy me, like very early on, like annoy me, I'm like, "Ugh, I don't think we're gonna be very close friends. I will be nice to you, but I don't think I'm gonna actually end up liking you."
Yeah, see, like I'm usually really picky, but I've been trying to like overcompensate for that by being like super accepting. And then I meet some fucking half-wits, and then I don't want to make friends anymore. Because I have met some dumb fucking people, and I just like it's exhausting. It's exhausting the caliber of person that I have surrounded myself with, and it kind of just makes me look inward. Why are these people around me? How do I get to the people that are normal?
Hey, you better not be talking about us, okay?
I am totally talking about you guys. Like
I
right
knew it.
now, this
I
is
knew
it.
it.
This is me. This is me coming clean. Y'all suck.
Finally,
I
the
quit. I'm just
truth.
kidding. I could never. I honestly like I had a really fucked up dream about that the other night that you guys didn't want to be my friend anymore. But it was no, like it was really dumb. It was a really dumb dream because it's impossible to get rid of me because we are also intertwined in each other's communities. Like, really, what the fuck would you do? What would you do? You would ban half your community because they
We'd be
associate. Like,
screwed.
what would you do?
Cry.
I just like
Cry.
It's not a
there-
possibility.
there's so many of you.
can't
Like,
get
no,
rid of
I just
us, okay? It's
no,
not
I'm
allowed.
stuck. But I like it though. Like you guys are fine. It's
The real world
you guys
people.
are you're nice people, like genuinely at your core nice, genuine people. And if you fuck up or do something wrong, like I'm comfortable enough to bring it to you. And then I don't think you'd be like, nah, fuck you, I'm not changing that. Like you'd be like, oh my God, I had no idea. And we would like have a conversation. And then if I was being a psychopath, you would tell me, like, this is a good friendship. I'm not fucking getting it. This is what
Doesn't
we
it
wanted.
make it seem so silly, like how at the end of the day, like how easy it is? Like there's never any drama, there's never any like anything. People are just like, this is how I'm feeling, and everyone else is like, okay, valid. This is how I'm feeling, and everybody else is like, valid. Okay, like.
But like other people in the world, they just like double down on their assholeness. And it's just like, and then like the ghosting as 30-year-old women, I just cannot. Where the fuck did we go wrong in the conversations we had that was the option?
I always chalk up ghosting to just like a mentally not well person. That's the only thing I can think is like you're just really struggling, or you're like just really immature and don't want to have conversations with people.
I mean, like,
ghosted a person before, and it was only because they just would not like they would not.
They wouldn't take no for an answer.
Like they wouldn't.
That's a good reason.
So I feel like some ghosting is like valid to keep your own inner peace, but like randomly ghosting people for like no reason, very immature, or could be genuinely like a mental health, like that.
It's one or the other usually, right? Like you're really struggling, or like you like, because I try to think about like, why couldn't you just say what's going on?
Like exactly. What went so horrible?
Why can't you just tell them like, this happened, I don't want to do this anymore, or whatever? Like it's not,
especially with IRL people, like I'm gonna see you. We live in the same city.
Oh,
like
yeah.
We go to the same parties. We talk to the same.
If you're in the same circles, it's really not smart.
That's just fucking weird, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad that I've evolved as a person to just like, I'll just tell you. Just tell you when you're being fucking annoying. Like it's okay. Yeah. I'm annoying too.
Also, like, online people should not ghost you. They should at least give you like a heads up, because otherwise, like, how do you know they haven't died? Like, they're online.
That's also
You'll
true.
never know. You will never know what happened to that person. And like that is a worry for me. Like I will suddenly lose touch with people, or like sometimes I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to tell somebody to post on Facebook if I die, so that at least Braylon can see and let the online community know. Like that is the shit that goes through my head sometimes.
That's
you
very
have a backup
sweet
plan.
But also fucked.
And like Braylon and Blaze are on my Facebook. They can tell somebody.
Need like a lawyer with like a contingency plan,
yeah,
you know, to execute 10 days after expiration.
Log into this Discord account with this password and post a message that says this.
Go Pretty Little Liars, all servers. We'll just hack into it.
But it is one of those things that I worry about. Like with friends, online friends, it's funny, like I've been on Twitch for like 2 years now, and there's so many different people. Like obviously new people come in all the time, but there's old people that like have just kind of vanished off the face. Like I had like regulars at the beginning of my stream that I haven't seen like ever again, and then like randomly they'll pop up in stream now, and I'm like, oh my god, you're still alive, how are you? Like,
that's always the reaction.
Happened, how are, because you don't know
you're still alive,
and I worry about them.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok video where that happened to a girl. She had a viewer come back after like 2 years, and she cried because she was like, I had no idea what happened, and like I thought about you so often, and it's wild.
Like we do. You like people integrate themselves into your life, so you do wonder like, oh, I wonder what happened to that viewer. Like they were really nice. I hope they're okay. I hope they're still alive.
100%. I had a thought the other day. Do you think that it's easier for us to be friends and like have such good conversations because like 90% of our conversations aren't face to face?
Yes.
Like the hard conversations?
Yes. Yeah, without hesitation. Yes.
Like also like verbally, because I find it so hard to get
Oh yeah.
tone, because sometimes I'll be talking to Blaze, like just as an example, poor Blaze, I always use her as an example. But I'll be talking to Blaze
She's
and I'll
fine.
message her later and I'll be like, "Are we okay? Like, I said this with love, and I want you to know that I'm not." And she'll be like, "Oh my god, no! Like, it's 100% with like." From a place of love, because like you show different perspectives about things and we challenge each other, and you know that's what we do. But sometimes I don't always get the tone, so I like to just double check afterwards. Whereas in person you can tell, like verbally you can tell people's tone, so you can tell a bit easier. Because that is a hard one for me. I find tone so hard on
Have you been liking the tone tags? I think those are so helpful. I really want to start
Yes.
using them more.
Yes, because I
What
say
tone
things
tags?
and I worry that people take them in a mean way, like joke wise. Like when you
Yeah.
kept saying, "Oh, I have streamer nose," and I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot, Braylon. Now I have stream." Like now
Yeah,
my nose is itchy. But I was just
basically it's a tag that you add at the end of your sentence, and there's a bunch of them. I added them in my Discord. That like tells somebody the tone of the message. So whether you're joking, whether you're genuine, whether you're being sarcastic. And honestly, what's really funny is the first time that I discovered tone tags was on Reddit. Like 15 years ago, people would use
Oh shit.
/s at the
oh
end of their
yeah.
message to let people know that they're being sarcastic, like that that's a total sarcasm. So, and then it kind of expanded, and I think people adapted and like added more. So like /j means you're joking, so like you could be like, "You're such a butthole," and then like /j like to let people know that the tone of the message is in a joke.
I like how
No,
all your
slash
tone tags are
SRS.
nice as well.
/SRS.
There's no
Butthole.
there's no ones that are like slash being a big meanie. Like they're all like fairly nice as well, which I like.
Yeah.
Slash take it how you want it. I said what I said.
I said what I said what I said.
What I said.
But like it is so helpful, because sometimes people say stuff in like chat or like in Discord, and you're like, what is this? What does this mean? I'm like so confused.
Especially if you don't know the person, it gets easier
Yeah.
like once you know people. And you like, Dana, I don't ever think like that you're, I know what tone you're using like most of the time, just because we interact so much. And
Yeah.
like, but if you don't know the person, like sometimes you're just like, huh, like, is this
There's
serious? Is
definitely
this a
been
joke? Is this
tweets.
sarcastic? Like, what is going on here? I can't
Like
read.
all these recent tweets where people are saying like things about streams, where they're saying like, oh, you have to be a subscriber, or like don't bother coming to stream if you don't subscribe, and stuff like that. That
I
when
would love
I'm
if
like,
everyone put tone tags on there to know there's one for copy pasta, so you can tell
Yeah,
if you're rooting
that would
that
be
it's copy
great. I
pasta.
had a dude come for my subscriber only
You
VOD. He's like
did?
way too small. And I was like, "Can you back off, bro? It's copy pasta. You're not even in on the joke. Like, relax. Don't come for my fucking sub only VOD."
the problem is the first one I saw, I didn't know that this was a thing, so then I thought that person who had put it actually thought those things until I like looked
I
at their
think a lot of
comment,
people did.
and it's like, I don't get it. Why is it funny? Like people just
I
think
think it's
We're
hilarious.
just
you're
not
bad.
in on the joke, Dana. That's all. We're just not in on the joke.
I genuinely was like, oh, I really like this person. Oh, I'm so sad that
You
this is
got
their view
concerned.
on streams.
That happens to me all the time. I'm telling you. That's why I wish, especially on Twitter, because you're just like, oh, you think this? And then you like kind of scroll through the comments, or you look through the replies, and you're like, oh, they're joking. And then you're like, oh, whoosh, right over my head.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much investigation for a tweet. Just use a fucking tone tag. I've definitely seen tweets where I'm like,
Like-
why on earth would you tell people that that's how you think? And then I do the same thing. I like go into a little bit of research. I'm like, oh, you're
Like,
a
but
jokester,
not
you. You're a
serious.
jokester.
Well, it was
Fuck.
even Wendy's tweet last night. Mama Tamago tweeted like, "I'm done with eggs. I don't actually like
Yeah.
eggs. We're gonna switch my branding." And me and Steph were like, what? Until I saw her tweet that she was like, this was a charity tweet, like, haha, it's a joke. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
I figured it was a charity tweet. She did one on her last one. I think it was a charity. It might have been a subathon, but she was like, I'm done with Mix It Up and here's why. Like, I'll never rep them again. I
oh my
clicked and I went to her
gosh.
stream and I was like, ah!
Great marketing.
Got me.
Yeah,
I
tone
saw
tags
a
would be so helpful.
TikTok the other day about someone saying how they finally understood the chicken cross the road joke, and apparently it's that it died.
Yeah.
Like it got to the other side, as in like
The
death.
other side.
And like,
oh
yeah, I didn't get that. I just thought it was funny because the joke made no sense. Like it was stupid, so people thought it was funny.
I am the same as you, Dana. I'm just getting that right now. It went to the other side as in it died.
R/kids are fucking stupid, and that is a prime example. I was 30.
But I'm an adult, okay? Like,
but as kids though, it went right over our head, and now that we know, like,
I only know because someone told me. Like if someone said that joke to me now, I'd still think like, oh, why is this? Even now, the fact that it died doesn't make sense. I'm like, this still isn't like funny. Like, what is the joke part of this?
So we need tone tags in real life apparently, because even when we're laughing, we still don't get the joke.
Yeah. I think social interactions would be so much easier with tone tags. I feel like it would drain less energy from me because I would know.
Because we're just like trying to micro read everybody's facial expressions and like the way that we say things, and like that's a lot of mental work.
And you're supposed to understand like social like barriers,
like rules
and rules, and you're like, it's hard.
That sounds exhausting. It's already exhausting enough to have to talk to someone, let alone like psychoanalyze like the own things that I'm saying and then try to explain them in the way that I think other people would understand them. Fuck that.
I'm not even going
would rather just be back on the internet.
The funny thing is, I'm like so good at like small talk and like talking to people at work and like when I'm like meeting new people and stuff and like networking, but I don't even like, I feel like it's like a different part of my brain that I can just like, and like I turn into a different person for a short period of time, and like it's not stressful, it's easy, it like comes, but then like sometimes I'm like, what was I even saying? Like it like all a blur. I'm like, was that, I don't know, I've just trained my autopilot to be so good at like those like playing that like business game of like, oh hello, you know, like yeah.
I don't know how to end small talk in the office. I just awkwardly walk away.
See, I don't know how to end conversations, so I just continue.
That is really hard for me too.
People seem to like get fed up with me, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you talk too much." I'm just like, I just don't know how to leave conversations. I just keep talking.
I usually like physically start to walk away.
Yeah,
and like I'll like finish the conversation as I'm walking away.
But I can't always tell when is a good time to end. Like,
no, it's very hard for me too.
So then I'm like, oh, I just keep talking because they're talking back to me. So I keep talking back to them. And then eventually I get the sign that they're like fed up and they want me to leave. So then I go. But I'd like to not have that feeling before I have to go.
You can literally just let a conversation end. Like you don't have to respond. And it feels really weird at first, but you can just like, just let it fizzle.
Sometimes I'm really enjoying the conversation because people don't.
Oh, well then in that case, you don't have to stop
at work. So then when people are talking to me at work, I'm like, oh, brilliant. And I'm like, oh, what did you do for this? And oh, that's so cool. And then I realize like they're getting like a bit fed up and they want me to leave. So then I'm like, I gotta go. But I just really enjoy like talking to some people. Like the other day I was talking to somebody new in our finance team. And we ended up talking for like over an hour about cats and games and all sorts of things. I was just like, I never want this conversation to end. But I also have work to do and I cannot talk here for over an hour about all these amazing things. And then she like jokingly said, I'll add you on Facebook. And I was like, please do.
Please do. That's so cute.
Please be my friend. Like, are we friends now? Can we be friends?
Did she shoot her shot, or did you like who talked to who first?
So I said that we had some posts for her, because like I open the post now as HR duties. So she like came over and then we were talking about mental health and stuff, and then she was like, I was showing her pictures of my cat, and then she was like, oh, I've left my phone upstairs, but next time you come upstairs, come in and I'll show you pictures of my cat. And I was like, bet.
Aww,
And then I did, and then we like were talking for
you
ages.
made a friend.
In my mind, we're friends, but I don't know.
Sometimes you can just ask people to like, do you want to be friends?
I know, but I just was like, I'm gonna play it cool for now, and then if we have another conversation, then I'm gonna be like, hey, do you want to be friends?
Okay, I like that. I think you should do it. It sounds like a plan. I mean, the worst thing they could say is no, but I honestly feel like if you ask somebody, like, do you want to be friends? Like, not very many people are going to say no because it'd be
Yeah.
uncomfortable on the spot. You're like,
Brilliant. That's my plan.
Yeah.
actually, like,
No is a lot easier in writing.
yeah.
Yeah. But it is funny, like,
Hey.
the way we talk about social batteries and stuff, because there are people that drain your battery more, and I feel like in a nice way you guys have ruined a lot of friendships for me, because you've helped me become more mature in like communication and things, and like more emotionally mature, and now I have friends that have not reached that level yet, and I'm like trying to have like open communication, and what we all talk about, you know, where we're like, hey, I don't have capacity for this right now, or like, hey, do you want to like vent about this or rant, or like, do you want some help or whatever. And like, I just feel like now a lot of the time with like friends who like I used to be like, before I delved more into like mental health and stuff, before I wasn't really that bothered, and now I'm like, actually I feel like I deserve like more communication.
It's like definitely the crux of like once you like become more self-aware and like better at communicating, like your patience for people that are not self-aware and like don't communicate like friendship wise, like you're like, all right, I'm done. Like
Also, like,
you have it's just you're like, I can't, like you're still 5 years old, so just go over there and be 5 and I'll be over here being an adult.
and it like
I mean, we have
causes me
standards for
stress.
romantic relationships. Why not platonic?
Yeah, because like some people who maybe are neurotypical, like I feel like they only take one part of your sentence and then they like
Yes.
misunderstand you. And I'm like, the reason my sentence is so long is because I've over explained myself to make sure that you don't misunderstand me, and you've still taken what you want out of this conversation to make me the misunderstood person. And it's so confusing to me, because I'm like, I put a message of what I want, and then next thing you know, I'm a bad person because obviously I don't care about this, and I'm like, but I didn't say that, like I never said that.
It's a lot
so
of like
confusing.
reading between the lines. It's very frustrating.
That
You're like,
is
I'm just
draining,
saying
and
what I'm
that's
saying.
online a lot of the time.
I'm just
as
saying
well.
what I'm saying. Like, take it at face value, please. I'm not playing any games. Like
I don't get why people don't just take what I say as what I say.
that's
Like,
the worst. I do agree.
what else am I supposed to do except say what I mean? Like, what
I
is
know.
this unwritten rule that I'm supposed to know?
I would like everyone to just say what they mean and mean what they say.
Yes, it literally got to a point where I couldn't talk to them anymore, because every time I talked to them about something that was bothering me, because we all talked about the fact that it's important to just share how you're feeling, every single time I would get a migraine due to stress, like talking to them and being misunderstood constantly, that I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna what is it we said? Like surface level friends, is that what we said? Like, just don't go any deeper in, because it was just causing me like to get so ill trying to explain myself and be constantly misunderstood, and it's not good for your mental health to have people like that.
Some people, if you like want to continue being their friend, like say it's like a long-term friend and like you know, grow apart and they're really immature and hard to talk to and it's difficult to get any support from them, like just be a surface friend. Just like hang out and have fun and keep it real casual and don't ever talk about anything serious.
That is now what I am starting to do with people that I find either drain my social battery very quickly, or constantly try and misunderstand me, because what's the point in, like, that's not a friend. you know, like
No,
causing
that's an
people,
energy vampire.
yeah. And we don't need energy vampires in our lives. And I think it is important to recognize that people in your friendships like are draining you. Like this person is constantly misunderstanding me, so now they're a surface level friend, and now they cannot drain my energy anymore.
And that doesn't even need to be like I hung out with this person and they made me tired. That can just be like every time I talk to this person, there's an issue and they constantly have something that they're upset about. And like, do you know, it can just be like every
Yeah.
single time you communicate, there's problems, communication issues, or what have you. Like
I've
that's a version of an energy suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be butting heads with someone every single time you interact with them. The vast majority
Especially
of your interaction should be like
chill,
good.
easy,
Hmm.
boring, you know.
Yeah, just normal.
I have cut so many people out of my life that when I used to talk to them, they give me like panic attacks or like stress me out. And it's just like, why would I not cut that person out of my life? Why would I keep them to
Exactly.
constantly make me sad or impact my
It's
health?
I will say the reason that people do that is because they haven't yet found value in themselves. They haven't yet gone down that like healing journey of learning to like put yourself first and love yourself and know your worth, which is not easy. It's a hard like thing. And Dana, you've gotten to that point where you're like, I know what I'm worth. I know what I will accept. I know what I won't accept. And everyone else can, just go away. But it's hard to get to that point. It's not easy. And if you don't know what your worth is, you're gonna just think that that type of relationship is normal.
Mm. And I do feel like obviously it's very important that you keep your peace first. Like if somebody is like that, then you can try and help them if you want to, but if they're not, like I try to help my friends, but if they don't take it in, then it's totally okay to be like, right, okay, then you're a surface level friend then, or okay, right, I'm going to cut you out, because if they're causing you like to be
Yeah, if they're
drained.
providing you more anguish than they are like
Mm.
fun, nice, exciting, like enjoyable times, that's a good sign to be like, bye.
Yeah, even if they're like they haven't got to stage and they need more learning, like that's not on you to do that, you know.
No,
You
yeah.
don't have to be the person that teaches them how to.
Mm-mm. You can if you want. You have that
Yeah.
choice. If it is like a very good, solid friend that you've had for gazillions of years and you want to keep the relationship and that person is receptive to like learning and healing, go for it. But you both kind of have to be willing.
Yeah, and if
You
they're
you
not,
can't ever make anybody do anything.
no. And you have to just kind of decide what you're going to do if they're not going to be receptive.
100%. Well, thank you guys so much for listening in today. We hope that you found some value in our conversation about social battery and energy and friends and communication. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Our next episode is managing your work anxiety and relationships. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.